Oh no, they're hot. I mean, oh no, they're evil. Well, we've finally met Odalia and Alador Blight, and surprise surprise, they won't be winning Parent of the Year awards anytime soon. With that being said, I do kind of love them. I mean, just to look at them, can you blame me? In this video, I want to analyze them. I'll be discussing their poor behavior, the effects said behavior has had on Amity, and how Luz is going to help Amity overcome it. Before I get into it though, please consider supporting the channel by subscribing. I love Owl House a lot, and I want validation to make more videos on it. Thanks, Kings.
Yes, appease your master.
With that out of the way, let's start things off by taking a look at the Pixar mum-hipped Odalia. At this moment in time, Odalia is definitely feeling like the worst out of the two parents when it comes to mistreating Amity. She's the one actively exerting control over her daughter, and her actions in general have just been far more sinister than what we've seen from Alador. With her little device that feeds her own thoughts directly to Amity, she just seems like a total crazy control freak who treats her own daughter like a possession. I mean, we already knew that she selected Amity's friends for her, but this is honestly a lot more messed up and just goes to show how little she respects Amity. Odalia definitely seems to be along the lines of an evil soccer mum. She's living vicariously through her daughter, forcing her to be the coven head she never got to be, regardless of what Amity wants. I mean, she's even gone as far as to make her identical to her own image, and I don't see her doing this with the twins, so I believe it's absolutely more than just a family dress code. Part of me wonders if maybe she's completely powerless, or her magical ability is very weak, so she never got to be a coven head. That would explain why she's chosen the route of science instead of magic. But why is Odalia so obsessed with Amity becoming a coven head? Clearly she's a woman who greatly values power and money, as she had no trouble at all with using children as disposable test dummies to boost Blight Industries sales. I mean, she wouldn't even let her daughter make friends with commoners. She has delusions of grandeur, a clear superiority complex. That's what I think is the driving motivation behind most, if not all, of her actions.
Wise words, dear. We have to focus on what's best for the family.
As a side note, I believe that if Odalia really is living vicariously through Amity, there's a good chance that she's totally neglecting the twins. This would explain why, to our knowledge, that they're not being pushed in the same way that Amity is, and why they're so disobedient. They're probably being raised exclusively by Alador. Speaking of which, let's move on to him. Alador's abuse is a bit more subtle than Odalia's, but unfortunately this fave is still problematic. While Odalia may be the one actively mistreating her child, it's made more than clear that Alador doesn't do much in the way of preventing it. He seems to very much play the role of enabler by his inaction, which in my opinion makes him completely reprehensible. It's also pretty important to note that he too sees Amity as a means to socially advance. While I do believe he's a bad person, he might still be the better of the Blights. Outside of a generally more approachable demeanor, he seems to at least be kinder, as he made sure that Odalia upheld her end of the deal to let Luz and the others back to Hexside. But was that only due to his ulterior motive of wanting Amity to become a coven head?
Besides, she's getting stronger. Strong enough to become a coven head someday.
With that being said, the Blight children have a nice side, and if it came from anybody, I have a strong feeling it's from him. Will these hot yet evil parents be redeemed? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going with a probably not for Odalia, and a maybe for Alador. So now that we have a general idea of Amity's parents and what Amity has had to deal with, let's take a look at how it shaped her character. Amity is very obedient towards her mother. Moreover, she's too afraid to ever disobey her. Despite her deep bond with Luz, she initially couldn't find the confidence to stand up to her, and it's just really sad to see Amity go from so self-assured and confident to meek and subservient when she's around Odalia. It makes a lot of sense now why Amity tries so hard to be the #1 student. It's clear that if Amity didn't match her mother's expectations, there'd be unfortunate consequences. However, by the end of the episode, Amity actually does manage to defy her. Let's talk about why Luz is the perfect candidate to save her, because Lumity is best ship, and this video was secretly Lumity propaganda the whole time. Yay!
Oh, wow.
Sports.
Outside of simply being one of the kindest people you'll ever meet, the great thing about Luce is that she represents the polar opposite ideals of the Blight parents. She genuinely cares about people regardless of their status, and she's got a very rebellious spirit. Luce not only has shown Amity her worth beyond what her parents have told her she's worth, but she can also be an example for Amity to learn how to be her own person and break free of the shackles her parents have chained her in. The more exposure she has to Luce, as well as her friends, the more she'll learn that there's a better life out there beyond what her parents want for her.
They make me think about the kind of person I really want to be!
Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more Owl House content from me, and don't forget to comment with your thoughts and theories down below. See you next time!